Hey, you guys. Hi, Siobhan.
Hi, David.
Wow. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. Me too.
Yeah. You guys, Siobhan, I love your name. You know, it's funny that when you introduced yourself the other night, and I thought it was French, and I know, like, there was this, when I was like 15, 16, there was a girl in the neighborhood, Siobhan. Her last name was Rigby. They were Scots, Siobhan. And I just, you're the first other Siobhan I've met since then. And I fell in love with her and you. So just like that. And so I'm glad you came and to share with me. And Siobhan and I've been talking for the last half hour or so.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and she's such a big story. Like, and not, you know, I'm always trying to assist people not to be attached to their story, but I think that our story becomes a teaching vehicle. It's how we can help others, isn't it? You know, because we go through things and we get through them and we look back and say, oh, that was a gift. You know, it doesn't always look like a gift when it's happening. And so you've had, like, you were a restless teenager.
Yes, very restless. Preteen and onwards.
You must have driven your mother and dad crazy.
They are so incredibly patient that they're still able to live with me to this day.
Wow.
So, but I still think I drive them crazy a little bit.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. You're actually the same age as my daughter, and she was also a bit restless. and we come from a long line of alcoholics, probably not in your family, but
there's a few.
There's always an uncle or a grandfather somewhere that's tucked away in the closet, and you know, and well, isn't it great though that today so much of that's out, and so much healing is happening around that, you know, because
biodynamic reprogramming, physical reprogramming,
and spiritual
reprogramming,
spiritual connecting, you know, and is
parasympathetic nervous system release and reset. It's amazing.
There's some cool stuff happening. You know, many of us were brought up in a way where we couldn't express. You know, there was no room for express. We didn't have the language to express, let alone know what was going on. And that's why you and I both ended up hitchhiking away. Said, fuck, I'm getting out of here.
Where's the wind? Come on.
So, how old were you when you left home?
I started, I went to New York for the first time when I was 14. And went to Paris when I was 16 and started traveling on my own that year by myself. And I went from being in Paris by myself for a few months to being in Tokyo for a little while, and then New York again, and it
so were you modeling?
Yes, I was modeling.
Yeah, but you had an income.
Yeah. They were very generous in allowing me to go there and give it a shot, by paying for my plane ticket and paying for my accommodations first off, and then, you know, as I would work, I'd pay it back, and that made it really, really exciting for me, because, you know, all I had was, after the age of 17, was a credit card with a you know, maximum balance or, you know, credit limit, and then I was able to, which I shouldn't have been given at 17, because all I wanted to do was go shopping after that. But, you know.
Trouble with shopping, if you're traveling, you can't carry shit with you.
No, right. And only place they had 4 wheels on a awesome suitcase that could carry everything I needed, all my 20 pairs of shoes and my 5 pairs of jeans and all the things that I have recently, in the last 16 years, released from my life.
Wow.
That amount, thanks to
just adding it up. Okay, yeah, you are 39. You started, and so you did modeling for like 12 years?
14 years.
14 years?
Well, almost 16 years. I did my first co-op catalog here in Calgary when I was 12.
Like the co-op?
Yeah, like for co-op.
Fun.
Yeah,
and then,
good stuff.
But when did you start meditating?
I started meditating at 12 too.
Nice.
Yeah, I met the Maharaji.
Yeah, the big M.
The big M, and
from Transcendental Meditation. The big guy. He has a long name. I know he does have a long name, but I know him as the big M.
Okay.
And he met him here.
Yes.
In Calgary.
Yes, he was here, Calgary, at the Highlander.
Hub Gray brought him in. I know the guy who brought him in.
Oh, lovely.
Years ago.
You can take the bridge across, and then it's the building to the east, not to the west. The west was. I was also 12. I remember going to the building on the east.
Yeah. It was a big hotel anyway. It's gone.
Okay, awesome.
Right on. And so you met the Maharaji, and
he gave me my first mantra.
Oh.
Yes, he brought to my awareness that through sound vibration, I could release myself from physical pain and experience a different mindfulness from what I was currently going through. I had been getting headaches, really bad headaches, since I was about 8 years old. I got them for up until about 2 years ago when I started getting craniosacral and getting a mix between chiropractic work and craniosacral. And although I will say the craniosacral did more for me than
craniosacral's freaking amazing.
It is.
It's like you can take a trip and not leave the farm. I mean, really, yes, it's a journey, isn't it? Yes. Who does your craniosacral?
Her name is Tara. She's from the Wellness Center. I also have an osteopath named Patrick Knoll, who is craniosacral and osteopathic work, and he's doing a little bit more in-depth work with my hips and stuff. But the craniosacral was able to release my head from those headaches, and it's changing my life every day.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. So, but the TM, the meditation. So, did you practice? Did you go and learn about TM? Like, it's a whole type of meditation.
It's a whole type of meditation. My dad was teaching me, and my dad was kind of exploring things, and I was in kind of a religious what's the word? Boycott at the time. I was trying to just release myself from any sort of modality that was trying to conform me in any sort of way.
And don't tell me who I am.
Yeah, don't tell me who I am. I was 12 years old. So who's going to tell me?
And I'll just be me. Yes.
Yes, and my 3-year-old daughter is doing that now. And
I know. Isn't that great?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Isn't it funny how sometimes I remember being, actually my big question in my teens was who am I, or why am I here, or who are these people, my family, and they all seem pretty crazy to me, and I think I was one of those kind of sensitive, high-strung kids that didn't fit in. Well, I didn't fit in. And I don't think you fit in either.
No.
And so you went searching.
Yes. And I was lucky enough to have people pay for my trip if I caught the wind that said it's time to go. And I got to see a lot of the world.
Nice.
26 different countries. And
so did you find some different teachers?
The people were my teachers. I would meet different people along the way. I found I've given books like The Celestine Prophecy when I was 16, and given my first tarot deck when I was 17. And with the tarot deck, I kind of became the teacher of sorts. And everybody I met, I would say, look, can I read your tarot cards? You know, this is something I want to work on. I want to develop. And it was up to me to find out what my skills were and what my gifts were. And I started working on the gift of sight and working with crystal grids, and would share crystals with those who I'd read afterwards, and and sent them on their way, going, here, this is a little bit of the gift of empowerment that the earth has to offer on our journeys, and here you go. And I found a few people along the way that inspired me to do other things, but I was still bound by the pain and trauma, the physical traumas of my childhood that kind of left me looking to my own reflection to see how great I could grow while experiencing the world and seeing what the world had to offer. For some reason, thinking that I should take my money and go see the Dalai Lama or go experience more transcendental meditation or any of that never really occurred to me, because the Native American Psychic Church was something that my dad had introduced me to. So I always thought I could go to my dad for anything that I needed. And he would be somebody that would nurture my spiritual self. And it's true. I've gone back and through Sundance and UWPs and other Sweat Lodge and other spiritual endeavors with the Native American Church, I've been able to find a sense of earth groundedness that when I was traveling the world I never got to experience, because everybody I met were on their own path, and there was a lot of this is me, this is my journey. And I was kind of like, well, I grew up with 4 kids in my family, and even though I was like you going like, who are these people, like they're so weird, and I still had that concept of we're a community. And lucky enough, we found people. I've been gifted enough to find people like Nicole Hartley Bradford of Awakening the Village, and the Soul House and Indigo, and all of those people who are literally, and Ray Hawkins and Sangha, who are literally just living examples of what it means to be a village. And that has helped me to reaffirm my relationship with spirit that the Native American community had introduced me to with Reiki when I was 17, and learning how to ground myself and walking the path with intention and mindfulness. And the journey has been kind of like a little hop and a hop, and in the middle I kind of sometimes don't remember how the clarity happened, but there is always mindfulness and walking that helped to make it.
Have you always been meditating?
I consider walking a meditation, and I have done a lot of walking in my time, a lot more than most, I imagine. And I was always connecting with my mantra that I was given in that transcendental meditation, by the big M, and and I will say yes, I was always meditating.
Do you sit though at all?
I sit how my body feels comfortable. I still haven't relieved myself of some of the traumas yet, because the osteopathic work and the craniosacral is just a little bit too soft for what I need, and the osteopathic work is only something that I've been doing for the last 2 months. So for me to sit up straight and
I know you find these chairs are not that comfortable for you.
No, I need.
I'm not taking it personally.
I need a little bit more.
I want everybody to love love my stool. Don't you love my stool? But I know the chair you have. It's from my friends at the Stillness Room, and it's an amazing. You could live on that chair.
I could live on that chair.
And you know, and I think that anywhere that you have a designated space to sit, you know, that's calling you, come meditate. You know, 'cause I think that if we're meditating on a regular basis, even if it's in a walking meditation, as long as we're there with the intention to connect, you know, to drop into the space, you know, to come out of, you know, because we're so out here, right? We're so in our heads, and so when we drop in, for me, when we do a guided meditation here on Monday nights, I use the breath just to help people get in, and then I leave them there, drop them off, and you know, but I think when we do that, if we're doing it on a regular basis, our life blossoms, you know, and blossoming can look like trauma. Blossoming can look like, holy fuck, why did that happen? You know what I mean? It sometimes the universe gets our attention, you know, like giving us a baby, or, you know. Like,
yeah, well, I believe we're seeds of consciousness, and when we learn to be as still as a seed, we can attract the things like the dirt and the water, and the sunlight will be
nice
there,
metaphor.
and we'll be able to experience our truth,
yes,
and blossom into what you know our seed of consciousness is about.
I think. Can I share something with you?
Yes.
I think that let's say that you had a vision. Well, I'll talk about a buddy of mine. He has a vision. He'd love to be a family man. He wants to have a wife, and he just really, David, all I want is I just want to have a beautiful family, and you know, and he just recently met a gal, and within weeks they were engaged, right? And within weeks they were broken up. It was done, you know. And he said, "How the fuck? Why is this happening?" And I shared with him that, so you want to have this family, you know, is maybe imagine that it's coming, and that this you needed as part of your awakening. You know, I think that everything happens for us in our journey, you know, and he's like, really? I said, well, yeah. Imagine that God knew you needed a little maturing, and so you had this amazing, intense, you know, 2-month thing, and you thought this was the one, and you know, and he was like, oh, okay, yeah. I said, it's not over. That is over, but you know, it's coming. So I
believe that there's an energy, a vibration that we can appreciate and experience gratitude from, that if we learn to live in that gratitude for the experience, then all the pieces that we need to learn in order to take it from being just that seed to actually blossoming into what we want is there. You know, all so we need is gratitude. Gratitude is the fuel.
Damn. The grease that makes things move, right? You know, there's the water on the slide.
Yes. The hemp oil that can gloss your teak.
Yes, that's right. So we're on the same page. I think very much. So tell me, when we talked the other night, we actually talked about hemp, and you have a passion for hemp. What do you see is happening with that? And I mean, it's one of your interests. I know there's many, but what do you think is happening? Where are we going with hemp?
I think it is here to save the mother effing day.
Yeah. Okay, so we're on the same page with that too. It's saving the day. So
it is saving the day.
I was telling you a story that as I just rode my motorcycle across the mountains yesterday, and I saw lots of these trucks going by with these huge logs, you know, and I imagine that as hemp comes more on stream, we'll need to cut down, you know,
fewer and fewer trees.
Yes, yeah, these great big, they were just, you know, like these big giants, you know, being It's a bit sad.
Excuse me.
It's a bit sad.
Allergies.
Do you? It's from here?
No, it's from a medication that is a whole other story. That's a part of me learning gratitude.
Gratitude. I know, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes you think, holy shit, we get whacked. You know, I'm so grateful.
I'm so yes. This is reality. Oh yeah, I'm grateful. Thank you.
So hemp for clothing?
Hemp for clothing, hemp for, I think hemp weaves even. Like if you really want to get into it, like we could, 50,000 plus things that are growing every single day, literally from the ground into our hands, into our stores. And for better or for worse, we're currently in this stage of allowing our creative potential to really be recognized as far as working with hemp.
Mm-hmm.
I've been lucky enough to work with Eighth Fire Innovations and Hempery, or Biofibre out of Airdrie, and had hands-on experience of building homes and putting pieces together that you can actually use as building blocks for everything from, like, you see how these are, blocks on your wall.
The cinder blocks, yeah.
Yeah, the cinder blocks. It's like that, but
Hempcrete.
they're like Lego pieces made out of hemp.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
And,
it's stronger than cement.
It's stronger than cement. They keep out mice. They are rodent protectant. They're fire protectant. They're mold resistant. They breathe so that they allow you to experience nature a little bit better, and our health is better. They actually absorb carbon and other pollutants from the air around us and get harder as time, so they actually get stronger the more that they're doing what they do, just being. And it's something that we can all look forward to if we just go, okay, yeah, that's, all right, hey, I'm woke. I'm woke, B. What?
I'm woke. So I'm a big fan of hemp and what's coming up. I think that, we're going to make, my vision is that these will be made from hemp, like a hemp wood. So that our meditation stool, right now, I love it because it's recycled teak. So it's, we didn't cut any trees down to make them, and they're teak, so they're going to last like 80 years longer. But hemp will last forever too. So I see these being made from hemp, and the future of our planet.
That's wonderful.
It's, because we'll have huge forests because we don't have to cut them down, and so much more hemp growing everywhere every year. Like, it only takes a year, right?
Yeah, it takes less than a year. It takes 4 to 6 months.
Wow.
And with the light that we have here in northern Alberta, if we did it right, we could even have 2 growing seasons with how much the cold has actually receded with the melting ice caps and everything.
So I feel like that last night when I was riding home on my motorcycle. I was like, oh, it was so cold. But yeah.
But you're thawed out now. Right?
I am. So, yes. So I like that you're interested in that. You're going to be part of that crusade?
I am. I volunteered with the new Paradigm Hempery all last year. I had some personal issues that kept me from being a more integral part of it. But I'm glad that I am where I am. And the allowance of being able to go out onto the land and just see it grow and have been a part of the harvest season, like acres and acres of shucking buds with Luke and Megan and Jeremy, and being out there just, doing
What kind of buds we talking about?
Hemp buds.
Oh.
Yeah, we went out. We were shucking buds, yeah.
Do these guys make oil?
They do. They make oil. They have seeds. They have some of their own extractions that they've done for tinctures, and they also
CBD, baby.
Yeah, CBD.
I like it without the tea, because I don't, not particularly interested in the THC, but the oil is great for sleeping. It's great for lots of things. Yeah,
Yeah, it's great.
We interviewed a guy. Were you here when we interviewed the guy? He and his wife came. They have a place up by Sundre, and they have their own, crop. And your friends, where are they?
Luke and Megan, the new Paradigm Hempery is out near Cremona.
Well, it's the same people.
It's the same people.
Yes.
I never saw that episode.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well, hardly anybody did because we talked about hemp too much, and Facebook wouldn't play it.
Okay.
They didn't boost it much.
Yeah, they've
They're still
cut
a little
off
shy.
Some of my communication because I have the word hemp written in the byline.
Yeah, which we're not going to write in this byline.
Okay.
Awesome. Because we want people to see you. So I know them. Awesome. He's cool. He has a little box he carries around.
Yeah.
With stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know his stuff. He helped me.
I call him bro. I call him bro.
Is he your bro?
He's my bro.
He's a geek. He's a total hemp geek. I mean that is an endearing, loving term.
Yes.
The guy knows his stuff.
He does, and he's learned a lot this year. I've been really lucky to be, kind of in the shadows, working, doing whatever menial work needed to be done on site to keep the production line going.
Okay, so
we've been
taking on my Harley Davidson, we'll go up and visit them.
I don't know if I'm ready for that cold.
Well, it won't be cold. It might be fast.
Might be fast.
Yeah, really fast. You like fast. So what else is going on?
What else is going on?
What are you doing?
I was recently at a talk called Food X, and that had a number of speakers that were from around Calgary. There was Grow Calgary, there was Leftover Foods, there was Awakening the Village, there is Melody Mossing and Hemp Reclamation. There was talk about social ecology, like where we can find our place in the world by recognizing what we would like to experience in the world. And if we're able to give, we can receive. And Grow Calgary, and as well as Sheep Creek Yoga.
Did you go to their event?
I did not. I was up in Westlock doing a hempcrete workshop and tiny home passive design stuff, and learning about how to build my ideal home that would be as sustainable as possible. And
nice.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. So.
Wow.
Yeah, but if you
I want a tiny home.
You want a tiny home?
Yes.
All right, I'll build you a tiny home. I know how. I have a manager that will back me up and he'll help me.
I find that in my life I'm living with so much less. Do you know what I mean? I'm so not interested in buying lots of new. Even some of my little appliances and stuff, I just go to the place where the used stuff is at on the Cloud Trail.
The Habitat for Humanity?
Well, no, there's another place on Cloud Trail 58, and it's gone right in my mind what it's called, but it's for used stuff.
Value Village?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like Value Village. Actually, just blocked.
Well, there's Value Village. There's One World.
Yeah, they're on 58th.
And then there's the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
It's like all within like the same block.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of cool stuff. And we're having trouble giving stuff away. Because
5-minute fashion is
everybody wants new. And so yeah, I think that we all need to do more of making stuff last. When I was a kid.
It's good for us second-handers if we want something new.
Yeah.
But it's not good for the world.
Yeah.
Because most of it doesn't end up at Value Village.
Well, when I was a kid, we used to fix things. My dad, if the lawnmower's broken, we fix it. Now, people just buy new, or they just replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about plastic? Are you doing any work around plastic?
Plastic. I've recently found a mycelium, a mushroom, called Pestalozeuropsis microspora, And Yale has been doing studies with it, and it actually feeds off of plastic.
It'll eat plastic?
It'll eat plastic.
Nice.
So, with talks with Gruger Farms up near Leduc, Edmonton area, they're amazing mushrooms, like beautiful. Check in with Gruger Farms if you guys are into mushrooms. And we're talking about maybe bringing in a little project to grow some of those mushrooms and see about, lowering our impact on the earth even more.
Yes.
So so there's little projects going on around the Alberta area.
Cool.
So,
I think the world's changing around plastic. I think people are becoming more conscious.
Yes.
And it's funny that when I'm at a restaurant or something and I get something to go, I never take a bag. If I can get it in my pockets, it goes in my pockets. And, I go to community even, everything goes in my pockets, or I'm carrying it out loose. And I think that people are getting it, that we have to, nix the plastic thing.
2021, the Canadian government has said single-use plastic is to be gone.
Geez, that's quick.
Yeah, that's really quick.
Is it law yet, you think?
I think it's what I read, it was passed, but the implementation of what's going on and if that's actually going to happen, if depending if the Liberals stay in power, the people who govern over us, the government.
Yes.
Cover our minds.
You know what we do here? Like we sell these and my kits and everything online. Everything gets shipped in recycled. Like all my boxes, I go out in the bin and find boxes and bring them in. And we make, we use the old cardboard and we make it to fit. And there may come a day when I won't be able to do that because we'll have too much. But even if anything comes to me with bubble wrap, what do you do with bubble wrap? So we reship it, and we put a note in, and we tell people that this is all recycled stuff, and could you please use it again? And I think lots of companies could be doing that. Like Amazon, look at the size of Amazon and all the. You ever get anything from Amazon?
No, I did. I got some Andreas Moritz books recently. If you ever want to do a liver cleanse, check into The Timeless Secrets of Health and Rejuvenation by Andreas Moritz.
No way. And
liver cleanses, kidney flushes, or liver flush, kidney cleanse, understanding our Ayurvedic, Keto, Pita, Vata, Veda.
So
points.
We'll get the name and we'll tag it on this.
I'll tag it on this?
Book,
okay, awesome.
Yeah. The only thing I know about liver cleanses is coffee enemas.
Cool. Wow. They talk about that as well in the book.
I'm sure they do,
so,
yeah. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And actually coffee enema releases glutathione. So coffee enemas are big for when people have cancer, because of course it detoxes the liver, but it also entices the liver and the pancreas to create glutathione. And glutathione is a great antioxidant.
Cool. I'm still working on my master nutritionist degree.
Really?
And we haven't quite got to that yet.
Yeah. Where are you studying?
It's an institute called UEXL. Lars Gustafson, who's here in Calgary, Terry Willard, David Wolf. Yeah. They're all instructors
no way.
that teach.
I've known Terry for years and years.
I sweat with him a couple times.
Have you?
Yeah.
Is he still around Alberta?
No, he moved out to BC a while ago, a couple years ago.
Yeah. His son, what's his son's name? Yari?
Yarrow.
Yarrow?
Yeah.
It was close.
Yeah, just had a baby recently.
Yeah. And have you met David Wolf?
I have. I went to a mushroom symposium at the old Central Library a number of years ago and met him, and he literally glowed gold. Like he was like, here, have a glass of reishi. And it was my second introduction to reishi tea, but it was my first introduction to chaga at that event. And Yarrow was there, Terry Willard was there, David Wolf, and
Malcolm.
Yeah, Malcolm. Yeah, Malcolm was there too. He was the fourth speaker. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing.
That's
amazing
her community.
Symposium. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's the village that we're
Yes.
yes
Yeah.
blessed.
Yeah. Somehow, I think by default, I'm part of that.
Awesome.
I would say I'm part of that. It's fun. It's fun interviewing people who are, committed to community, and I've been able to do that the last 6 months. We've been doing this. Yeah, 6 months or 8 months, and we've had some amazing people that are part of your community. Like if you were to go back and look at them all, I'll bet 2/3 of the people that we've interviewed, because we've mentioned some of their names just now.
It's pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me about how's it going with being a mom.
Being a mom, well, I'm still struggling with it, but because I never prepared myself. Like I babysat, that 12 years old girl. Like I experienced my first babysitting a baby experience at that age too. Yeah. And I was like, I never want to have kids.
It's never gonna happen.
I'm never gonna do this. and I lived my life as if I was never going to have children and never have to answer to anybody. and yes, in right that I was respecting the earth as much as I could, traveling and loving it as much as possible. But a voice, I heard a voice, a spirit, when I found out I was pregnant, and it said, there's going to be a village to help you raise this child. And from the time she was born, at the Foothills Hospital, there was a community there going, with your history, do you want some help? And we have, what are they called, closer to home, Kiwitata group, and now Miskanawa, which means Pathways in Cree. So I've had some Indigenous workers coming to our house and checking in and giving me as much information as I could to be able to make good choices about being, an unprepared mother, and allowing my child to be recognized if she had growing developments or learning disabilities, whatever it happened to be, and that's been amazing. And then meeting Nicole and Awakening the Village, and literally stepping into what she is stepping into as well. She's amazing. She's amazing, amazing woman, and then what's going on with Grow Calgary and Paul Hughes and Melody Mossing, and with Luke and everything. Like there was a time that felt so lost that the world was gonna just be chaos, but the feeling that the Spirit brought with it, that the village was gonna make everything okay and be this like solid ground that just is gonna raise her and ease my worries. Just it's manifested, and it's literally every day we're finding some new way to learn how to be better than we were yesterday, how to be more with the community, how to be better. And she is so sweet. She is like the most adorable little girl ever. And she's loved by everybody. She says hi to everyone.
I can't wait to meet her.
She makes friends with everybody. Her name is Little Star Lodge Gift Girl, or Gigi. We call her Gigi.
Nice.
So.
And her Little Star Gift.
Little Star Lodge Gift Girl.
Star Lodge Gift
with Chickpea Teepee Wichikana.
Say again. With
Chickpea Teepee Wichikana.
Okay. With Chickpea Teepee Wichikana.
Yeah.
Got it. Nice. Is that Cree? Or is not?
It's a Sioux name because it was given to us by a Sioux elder, but it does translate into Cree as well.
I look forward to going to swim with you. Spent a number of years in the lodge. I think I told you.
Yeah. Do you know Bernie Gladio?
Not by name, but that doesn't mean I don't know him.
Okay. He does a lot around town. And he's a singer as well.
I didn't sweat in town. I sweat on the reserve with my medicine man was Paul Daniels, and I got married in sweat. It was an amazing ceremony one time, and
Cool.
and yeah, we spent a lot of time there, like so long that it came down to, okay, are we going to make a commitment for a pipe and that way of life, and it wasn't. I really prayed about it, and at the time it was like, no, this is as far as you need to go in this, but I was there for a long time, bringing rocks and collecting wood and sometimes tending the door, often, just singing, and lots of times the only white guy there, just in the middle of it, and had a beautiful experience for a couple of years. It was part of my, like what I called my spiritual search, really, finding and going deep into different beliefs and experiences, and I didn't know that's what I was doing at the time, but that was, it was beautiful. And so, but I whenever I'm, the sweat is my lodge. I go as I never feel like a guest. It's a very comfortable place for me.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we should go sweat with Casey, or have you ever sweat with Casey, Eagle Speaker?
No, I have a desire to.
Okay.
My dad is a pipe carrier and has a sweat lodge. We have a sweat lodge in our backyard, and
Here in town?
Here in town.
Oh, wow.
But he likes going out to the reserve and sweating with Bernie Gladue, and and they have some beautiful simpatico energy.
I think we're going to sweat together.
So,
yeah. Casey, almost every second Sunday, and it's here in town. It's at the Hull Estates, or Hull, just off Anderson Road, Hull Homes. There's a William Roper Hall had a big piece of land, and it was set up for kids, that were experiencing difficulty. Could have been you and me. Go through their system, to help them to adjust, if you will, or fit, whatever. I don't know what they do with them, because I mean, we're all trying to find our way, especially when we're like teen or preteen, and come from an upside down chaotic situation. And anyway, that's a beautiful space where they do that work there. I know some people that are quite involved. So, anything else you want to tell us about?
Anything else I want to tell you about? Well,
we talked about your daughter.
Yeah, we talked about my daughter.
And hemp.
And
meditation.
Craniosacral.
Yes.
Something that I practice, and we'll be doing more of, starting at the Unity Festival out in Enderby. Well, it's just outside of Enderby, BC. There's another extension of the community, Miles Croker, and can't remember his roommate's name, but his co-creator of the Unity Festival. But it's basically like going to circus camp, and I'm going to be going with the Soul group, the Soul House, and we're going to have a tent up there, and I'm going to be doing craniosacral out there.
When's that?
And that is August 22nd to 25th. And that's going to be quite amazing. So if you're into acro yoga and or just want to be a circus performer and learn how to slackline, and just get your inner tumbler on.
What other festivals might you be going to this summer?
Oh, I'm going to Sangha this weekend, which I'm very excited about. So
me too.
If you're
we'll be there.
Sangha, get your Sangha on.
Yeah. See you guys there. We're coming. I don't go very often, so Ray's made a space for us. We're going to decorate one of the rooms with a lot of this stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to being there and decorating, and I think we're going to bring a bunch of our meditation stools and do some meditations, and
Awesome.
So-
Yes, I'm a big fan of Ray's.
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you see his interview?
I did not see
Yeah.
his interview.
We
Oh my
interviewed Ray
goodness, I'm not
twice.
watching them. Oh, okay.
Here, yeah, and you could be watching a lot of my interviews. You can find out lots about people who you already know. But I think I dug out some good stuff with Ray, you know, and asked some, you know, some questions and that kind of thing. So festivals. I don't know what else. My mind has gone blank. Do you know what? I didn't sleep last night. I did this 14-hour drive, and I'm like,
14-hour drive from Squamish, from the Chief. Yeah.
from the Chief. That's right.
Awesome.
I didn't climb
No,
this trip. Have you climbed?
I have a couple times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd take the
Yeah.
gondola. You know, but I have my daughter. I told you is 39, and she has twins.
Mhm.
They're 5.
You're not Amber's dad, are you?
No,
Okay.
they're 5, and her name is Emily.
Okay.
Emily went to Western. You guys would be the same age. Did you go to Western?
I didn't go to Western. Yeah.
She went to BP.
I think one of my cousins went to Western, though.
Anyway, I don't think she was ready either because she got pregnant, and then she discovered it was going to be twins, and then she had a boy and a girl, and now they're 5. And this trip when I went out, I taught them a chant, Om Mani Padme Hum. And do you know that one?
Yes, I have a prayer wheel that says Om Mani Padme Hum on it.
Yes, and so we were having breakfast on Saturday morning or Sunday morning, or I don't know what day it was anyway, July 1st, and because that's her birthday, and I started teaching them, and it didn't take long. They're 5, and pretty soon they were just going deep into Om Mani Padme Hum, and I think that's I didn't plan to teach them that. It just came out, but I think that then we started talking to them about prayers, and this is like a Tibetan chant / prayer, and it was Buddhist, and it has the ingredients of all the prayers in it, and it was a great thing to share with them, and I think that as life goes on, there's the possibility for me to always bring that up, Om Mani Padme Hum, because I when I'm riding my motorcycle, I actually sing it, like, and on my bike I can sing really loud.
Doesn't bother the birds.
Nobody seems to be affected with my Om Mani Padme Hum, my chanting down the road, just swishing through the holodeck. It all looks so real.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still on this project, Lush Up the World, and I think that with hemp and growing hemp and reclamation projects and rejuvenation projects of our planet, permaculture, there's a lot of permaculture projects going on around town and around Alberta. I think for our journey on the holodeck to continue and be prosperous for everybody, there is so much available right now for all of us.
Spaceship Earth, of course there is.
Yeah, there's so much available.
Do you know who I want to interview? The Grow Calgary guy. What's his name again?
Paul Hughes.
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't had Paul in yet. Can you put in a good word for me?
I will. We're going to be working on a project together called the Seed Bank.
Yeah.
And they have about 1 million seeds that need cataloged right now.
Wow.
So if you have time on your hands over the next 9 months to be able to help with Grow Calgary and helping with the seed banking and cataloging and packaging for distribution, please, you can either get a hold of me or get a hold of Paul Hughes and Grow Calgary directly. And
so we'll tag their website on this.
Okay.
And,
Awesome.
and so that okay. And Paul, if you're watching, I'd love you to come in for an interview. And so you can share the vision of Grow Calgary and let's call it Grow Canada or Grow the World.
Yeah. Grow Gaia.
Grow Gaia, yeah.
Gaia.
And because Grow Calgary could be a division of Grow Gaia. And think big.
Yeah.
Think big.
Yeah, lush out the planet. We can soar through through the galaxy on mycelium clouds, and
Yes.
maybe bring back the dragons with
Well, just a
rejuvenation
second.
projects. Oh, Don Elzer out in BC, Lumbee, BC. He's someone else to get a hold of. Wildcrafting.
What's he do?
He does wildcrafting and teaches about mother trees and reconnecting with the earth. And he does a little bit of shamanism, awareness workshops, and yeah, he's amazing.
You just said something about soaring through. I brought this to mind. I tell people all the time that these are not repeated. These are not meditation stools. They're transportation vehicles, and they'll skyrocket you to the 5th or 6th dimension, or beyond, right?
Yes, beyond the calling for beyond.
Yeah, infinity and beyond. So, just in case you were thinking that this is just a meditation stool, no siree. This is a transportation vehicle, clearly.
Awesome.
And when they're sitting in your house, they're pre-programmed to call your name in the morning. Siobhan, come sit on me. Over here. Yeah. And anyway, I send them out with that vision all the time. I send them to people's homes, and I have to write that out and put it in the package, that these are not meditation stools.
Transportation vehicles.
Yes. We don't want to take it too seriously, right?
No. God. We're going to be working on hovercrafts and have hovercraft highways soon enough.
Will we?
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be amazing.
So we'd be just kind of off the ground a little bit. That was like me on the motorcycle yesterday, just hovercrafting. And we talked about, there's one more thing I just want to ask you about. So meditation, prayer, gratitude are kind of the vehicles into the moment, into that state of peace, into that, that the unknown, the peace that we can't describe. And I think that if we share that we can be in that meditative space, we can find that space between the thoughts, where the universe resides, the field that everything is created from. That we access that through meditation, or through prayer, or through gratitude, or through service, like you are doing in helping the planet. Brings us into more than just purpose, but into the power. I see that in you. I see that that's what your life is about. Yeah, and I love that you talk about two things that I hear you talking about a lot is gratitude and service. So
it's amazing how they can have huge impacts in such small way, by doing such small amounts. A little bit of gratitude every day can make a huge difference. Sign a petition, spend, I sign 1,000 petitions a year, or 100 petitions a month, and that's less than 2 hours of my time a month, compared to the amount of time I spend on Facebook. Thank you, Facebook. There's petitions that we can sign too that really make a difference, because the only reason why our governments don't act for the people is because the people aren't asking them to.
Oh.
And all we have to do is ask them to, and we don't have to be giving them money, huge amounts of money, like the lobbyists are doing for, the industries.
So we can tell them.
We can tell them
no fluoride.
We can tell them no fluoride. We can tell them stop cutting down the trees. We can tell them we don't need, old growth forests to wipe our bums anymore. We're better than that. We can, we can make a difference.
There's no toilet paper.
Okay, I gotta clean poops then. Well, when we have all that
that's why
that stuff behind us, all that crap behind us.
No pun intended. No toilet paper. You just rinse your hand and give yourself a clean. Anyway, that's a whole other story. Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming in and sharing your love, with with our friends and with us. Yeah, I appreciate you. And I think we're going to spend more time and be part of the same community, you know. And we're blessed. Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
Truly are. Thank you.
Bye, you guys. Oh, check us out on YouTube. We love you, and Instagram, and share this. If you have questions, any questions about what Siobhan and I just talked about, make a post, say something, and we'll answer them, won't we?
Yes.
If we can. I mean, maybe we can't because we don't know shit. But
Except for what's.
we'll make something up. Okay. Love you. Bye.